Hello and happy Sunday. Today I have an intuitive vinyasa flow for you. We'll be starting with a very slow warm-up, but as we flow, we'll try to be creating more fluid movement, connecting the breath to the body. And if you saw my video last week, we were really focusing on consistency, but also intention. So listening to those internal cues that your body is trying to send you, taking what you need and leaving what you don't. So let's get started. We'll begin in a Sukhasana seated position on our mats. Hands can fall to those knees. And let's just allow ourselves to arrive at our mat. Allow those eyes to gently soften if that feels good. And let's take an inhale together through our nose. Maybe sending those shoulders up to the ears. Pausing once you've filled your lungs. And as you exhale, drop the shoulders and release an audible sigh. Let's do that one more time. We inhale in through the nose, carry those shoulders up to the ears. Pause once you've filled those lungs. And exhale an audible sigh. We'll begin with some rounds of seated cat-cow. So as we inhale, we'll open up that chest, reaching the crown of the head forward. And as you exhale, we'll round that spine and tuck our chin to our chest. Inhale for our cow, we open, proud chest. And exhale, round and tuck into your cat. We'll do that one more time. We inhale, open. And exhale, round. Returning to neutral, coming into some full body circles. Hands can still stay on those knees or maybe bring them to the thighs. And as we inhale, we'll start leaning to the left, reaching forward, open chest. And as we come back, round that spine, exhale. Inhale as we come forward. And exhale, tuck and round. You can go at this pace, or maybe you begin to take these a little bit faster. Again, listening to your body. Maybe it needs stillness right now, and that's okay too. Changing direction when you're ready. Remember, we inhale as we come forward. Exhale, round and tuck. And once you feel ready, we can come back to our neutral spine. Let's take some gentle neck circles here. Dropping that chin to the chest and rolling the head back. And changing direction. Breathing here. Matching your breath to the movement. All right. Let's inhale, sweep those hands up. Maybe gaze at the fingers. And exhale, you're going to plant those hands down in front of you as we transition into our tabletop position. Make sure those hands are below those shoulders, knees are below the hips. And we'll come into another few rounds of our cat and cow here. So as we inhale, we drop the belly, lift the chin. Exhale, round and tuck. 2 more rounds. Inhale for cow. And exhale into your cat. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Returning to that neutral spine. Begin to find any fluid movement here, warming up your spine. Maybe we begin to drop the hips back to the heels, moving in a circular motion that feels good. Maybe you hear some cracks and pops, and that's okay. All right, and once we've come back to that neutral spine, we'll go ahead and take a few rounds of thread the needle. So we inhale, sweep that right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread and hover here. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale, thread and hover. One more time. We inhale up. Exhale, thread, and this time allow that right shoulder and the forehead to drop down onto the mat. Left arm can stay planted here. Maybe we sweep it around the lower back, tucking it on the top of that right thigh. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale again. And exhale, bring that left hand down if it wasn't there already. Inhale, sweep that right hand back up to the sky. And exhale, we're gonna reach back, reverse into our half camel. Send those hips forward, protect the lower back. If it's too much to reach towards the heel or the ankle, you can just keep your hand on your lower back. And exhale, we come back into tabletop. We'll go ahead and do that same thing on the left side. We inhale, sweep that left arm up. Exhale, thread and hover. Inhale, back up. Exhale, thread and hover. One more time, we inhale. Exhale, this time allow the shoulder and the forehead to drop down to the mat. Again, right hand can stay planted, or maybe we sweep it around on top of the left thigh. Inhale. Exhale, soften. Inhale. Exhale, plant that right hand down on the mat. Our next inhale, we push ourselves up. Reverse into our half camel on that exhale. Sending the hips forward. And we come back into our tabletop. Take a moment, take anything else you need before we begin. We'll be jumping into a sun salutation and moving through our flow. From tabletop, go ahead and send your hips back to meet your heels as we enter into a child's pose. On our inhale, we're going to round our spine, coming into an upward facing dog. And then we exhale, push it back into your child's pose. So we inhale into an upward facing dog. And exhale, child's pose. One more time. Inhale into your upward dog. And exhale, child's pose. On the next inhale, we'll round our spine, coming into our tabletop. Tuck the toes, and on that exhale, send it back into your first downward dog. Breathing here, pedal out those feet. I invite you to take a few rounds of our spinal rolls here. So as we inhale, tuck that chin to the chest, round the spine, rolling into your high plank. And exhale, send it back into your downward dog. Let's do that 2 more times. We inhale, roll into your high plank. Exhale, downward dog. Last time, we inhale, roll. And exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Breathing here. Maybe on the next inhale, you come up onto the tippy toes. Exhale, drop the heels towards the mat. On empty, feet to hands at the top of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. We'll begin with a few rounds of our Surya Namaskar A. Let's flow. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. One breath here. On empty, feet to hands, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or maybe jump back into your chaturanga. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reconnect to your breath. We'll take that one more time. When you're ready, feet to hands, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, last Sunday, we inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Breathing here. On empty, feet to hands at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, Tadasana. From Tadasana, inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, chaturanga. Inhale for cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, open up the hip, maybe take some hip circles here. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Extend that left foot long. Inhale, open that left arm into our fallen triangle. Exhale, drop the legs to the mat. Inhale, right hand meets left overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we sweep those arms back up. Exhale, turn and plant the hands into the mat. We inhale back into our three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll go ahead and do that same thing on our left side. All right, we inhale, left leg sweeps up to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip, take a couple hip circles if that feels good. And exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, sweep it back up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Extend that left leg long. Inhale, sweep that right arm open for fallen triangle. Exhale, drop those legs onto the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up to meet the right. Exhale, we fold forward. Inhale, arms sweep back up. Exhale, turn and plant the hands. We inhale back into our three-legged dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Find your breath here. When you're ready, feet to hands at the top of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms sweep overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Tadasana. From Tadasana, walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat. Heels in, toes out. We inhale, reach those arms overhead, drop the hands to heart center as we sink down into our Malasana squat. Make sure the crown of the head is lifted here and that our spine is pointing towards the ground. Breathing here. Drop your right hand on the outer edge of your mat. We inhale, open that left arm up to the sky, gaze follows. Exhale, hands back to heart center. Drop the left hand outside of the left corner of the mat this time. We inhale, reach that right arm open. Exhale, heart center. Take this one more time, hand plants. We reach the left open. and heart center. Last time. Inhale and exhale, heart center. Breathing here in our malasana. We'll be transitioning onto our stomachs, moving through an arm balance, crow. If that is not in your practice, I invite you to get there, however it feels comfortable for you. If you're with me, we'll plant the hands in front of us, walk those feet in, bring those knees closer to the armpits. And from crow, you can jump back into your high plank and make your way down onto your stomach. Untuck those toes, move your drinks. And you're going to place your hands on the outer corners of your mat, tented fingers here. As we inhale, we'll lift the chest. And exhale, drop that right shoulder down to the mat. Inhale, we push back up. Exhale, this time left shoulder. Inhale, back up. Exhale, right. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, left. Inhale, up to hold. And exhale, come all the way down. Go ahead and place your hands next to your shoulders. And we're going to inhale, pushing ourselves back into a wide-legged child's pose. Dropping the hips back to meet the heels. Pushing the mat away with your hands. And exhale, softening in here. On our next inhale, we'll come into an upward facing dog, rounding that spine as we come forward. And exhale, back into your child's pose. We'll do that one more time. We inhale, round the spine, come into your upward facing dog. And exhale, child's pose. Begin to slowly walk your hands to meet your knees. Sitting up, bringing those knees together. Hands can rest on the upper thigh. And together we can inhale, sweep those arms overhead. Gaze between the fingers. Bringing those hands together as we drop our hands down to our heart center. Taking a deep inhale through our nose. And an audible sigh through the mouth. On our next inhale, bring those thumb knuckles to our third eye center. The center of intuition, intention. We bow forward and we say, Namaste.